I got it now, Foxfire? I've just been talking away with no sound. Do you hear me? Yep, okay. Hey, poor Clinton Duck. I just love how I do my world. Hey. Hey, Legwork, coming in loud and clear. Thank you. Hey, Flying Chucker, Barry G, how you doing? I see you, Red Girl, but I don't hear you yet.
Okay.
I do hear
Is that
you.
better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Michael.
Hi. Oh, I'll turn this one up.
Sorry, we're still getting things situated on the computer here.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's gone again.
What in the world happened here?
I know. I forgot. I just forgot to put on my audio, guys. But I got it on now. And now I have something to play with, my silly putty. I don't think it's actually silly putty. I don't know what it is. What are you guys having trouble with?
With the Zoom for you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear and see you really well.
Must be another one down here, maybe?
I don't know. I'm losing Windows here or something.
Here, this is Zoom.
Okay.
I'm confused.
I'll get it figured out. Just give me a second here.
You like work? I was going to do sign language and lip reading because I was just going on with my conversation. So I'll say what I said again. I got this silly putty stuff so that when I put my parts down, they won't slide. I just press them in to hold them while I'm doing stuff and they won't slide. That's only if I'm not using my helping hands, which I don't know if I am now or not. So I know I'm definitely going to be using this. I saw it under with someone using it, and I thought, what a good idea. It comes in a green area.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have the the chat up?
Yep. All right. I got it figured out now. I just thought I lost the Zoom window, which I prefer to look at because everything's more like real time. If I look at the YouTube, there's lag. So.
Okay, so let me tell you where I got for Clinton Duck. I got this at the dollar store. So it cost me all of $1. But they had silly putty that makes sounds, and I did not get that one. I don't want things making sounds at me. That just sounded wrong. Squishy in her hand. I do, look. It's green, and it's pretty cool. So, yeah,
all right. Better.
Thanks, Roger. Oh, it's going to melt, but it didn't melt when that guy was doing it. Maybe he was using not silly putty. I just thought it was. So are we good, Red Girl, or no?
Yep, we're good.
So I don't know if I watched your last video. I think you might be frozen. Oh, they can't be.
Me?
Oh, now you're not.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Blue tack. Oh, he's using blue tack? Okay, so evidently my silly putty idea. Guys, do not use silly putty. It will melt. The silly putty.
We're using silly putty to hold your stuff for the soldering? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. It is a bad idea.
And we tried using the gray tacky stuff, and yeah. And what happened? I think like some
metal fragments got in it.
Fragments of solder got in it and then stuck to the board, and yeah, it was a bad situation.
And it melts and gets all gooey.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm probably going to use my helping hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, darn it. I thought I had a great idea.
Or we just use, like I said, that painter's tape, just kind of like tape stuff down sometimes.
Right. So right now, Katchul8r is still out flying. And so she will, I don't know if she's going to end up joining us or not. That's
okay.
Because we're here.
It's a nice evening.
So I just watched your last, I don't know if it's your last video. I watched one in the middle of the night last night. Oh gosh, I don't remember what it was called, but I'm going to go find it. Flow.
He asked me to, I named it something. I don't know. It was late. I went to a wedding and then we came home to any old title in there. So it was something weird. Like he asked me to fly it and then I crashed his drone or something.
You did. You crashed his drone right at the last. Well, of course, it'd be at the last, right? It couldn't have been any other time. But that was a nice flight up to that very moment.
Yeah, thank you. It was Mike's drone, and he had just changed the rates in it, and he was like, "You gotta try this. It's so nice." And I was like, "I don't know," but he was like, "Just do it. Just try it to see if you like them." And so I flew his drone, and I got a little carried away and crashed.
Ow.
Yeah. I lost video, and I thought for sure I broke it, like really bad, but it was just the battery came unplugged.
Okay, that wasn't bad then.
No, and just some broken props. That's it. Luckily.
So you built drones yourself, because I saw you building one. Was that your first build, or was that a build, or have you done a few?
I've worked alongside with Mike on a few. I've probably built maybe 2 or 3, but normally Mike's there helping. So we do it together most of the time.
Sorry, my mic fell. Jay Santiago, always such a great supporter, always comes in at the beginning. Hi guys, so this is Radgirl FPV. She is the wife of Michael Banny, who comes in and supports Roger all the time and supports me. So that you know, she agreed to come back on so we could talk some more FPV. And then I'll bring some of the regular people in a little bit. But anyway, there we go. So don't forget to leave a like for us, because we're going to be doing this and hopefully we'll do great.
Yeah. I'm sure, a few more times it'll just be like butter.
Yeah. And on Tuesday, we have Stellar Fox coming. The person putting together Rip the Ovaries.
Yeah, I was actually I was visiting my sister a few hours ago, and her husband's brother flies FPV, and this was something we just learned about. And so we were talking drones, and I was just telling them about the ripping ovaries contest that I'm going to be entering into. So yeah, the word's getting out.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So she's coming on Tuesday if you want to come.
Oh, that would be fun.
And we can all talk with her.
What time?
We're 7 o'clock.
Okay.
7 o'clock. Hey, Curtis. Oh, they just finished their all-men show. Curtis.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We're not an all-woman. We have Michael Banny. Yeah,
that's true. He's hanging out. He's on the other computer editing some video.
So how many times do you fly a week, Radgirl?
We try to every day. Lately it's been kind of hit or miss because the weather has been changing and we've been running into some weather, and then life gets a little busy sometimes, but I try to at least 3 to 4 times a week, but as often often as I can. Yeah, mostly. So today Mike got his new plane and we went to the airfield this morning. So I got some chase video we're editing right now. So soon to come, another plane chase. Yeah, it should be fun.
Hey, Nacho, Novice, Waxfire, Curtis Start, Flying Trucker in the house, Barry G, Jay San Diego, of course, Michael Banny, Canadian Drone Hub. We so appreciate you being in. Legwork Media, Drone Life, that's Chris to us. And let's see, if I missed, Fort McClintock is also in. If I missed anyone, it's just an oversight. It's not intentional. So glad you guys were able to make it in. So what I'm interested in that slow flow. And the last video you did was the music was perfect for it.
Oh, thanks.
How long does it take you to decide what music you're going to put in with it?
Well, I usually just go to the YouTube like creator studio and I just get that audio. It's like the uncopyrighted music, whatever. It's just in YouTube. And I'll just like, sometimes I find it right away and other times it's like a little bit of a chore. But I'll just go through some music and I'll watch the footage after I edit the video and just kind of like see what kind of music seems to go with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's sometimes a struggle, but most of the time I usually settle on something and it works.
So I use Epic Sound, but I pay for it every month. It's like $15 and I'm going to start using it more. Now I'm going to fly FPV, but I haven't been using it as much. Hey, Nico Serio. So I'm hoping I'm going to be using it more, but I really like their music. So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. You've been picking really good music for yours.
Yeah, the YouTube free music that's in there, they just added a whole bunch of new music. And it's sometimes hard to find music long enough to fit your video.
And fits the mood.
And fits the mood. Yeah, good point. And yeah, so it's like, you know, sometimes you can use a couple different songs if you have like a 5-minute video and you can only find a couple songs that really fit the video very well, but you can use different and just put like a slow fade in there and times in our videos.
Yeah, we have when I was listening to mine, it let me do the beat, but the problem I've always had is getting the music. Corey Mano, a long enough piece of music. Because a lot of these that aren't copyrighted, they ended at like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and most batteries are going to hang out for a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been managing to cut them and put them together where it sounds like one piece continually flowing, but
right.
it can be difficult at times. So I don't know. So, Radgirl, what got you into this?
Mostly Mike, but it was pretty interesting just watching other people's videos, and I just thought, well, you know, that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know, I just took to it, I guess. Nothing super spectacular, just, you know, my husband saying, hey, I want to do this hobby, let's do it together, and it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, because I know that I like drones, and I got into them a little bit, not big, you know. I'm not gonna ever say that I'm the super big drone flyer because I'm not, but there was something about FPV that's just intriguing me.
Yeah.
And I went to Roger Palooza, as we're calling it, this summer, you know, about 6 weeks ago, and I watched the guys fly, like Corey Mano, Sintra, and all, flying the drones, and Kim. I became utterly fascinated with it. What fun that is.
Yeah. I think really, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just saying hi to Ed, and he says we aren't putting our name in the chat enough.
Oh,
Ed, Ed. There we
I'm
go.
sorry.
We'll put our names more in there. It's the
All
best
right.
game ever. And I think, I found it so fascinating, but what I found even more fascinating is when you see more than one quad flying at a time. So when you're doing the chase videos, that's really fascinating, right? Because you're following the plane. And so there's two of you up there. How
Right.
hard? I know you said you do a lot of editing.
Mhm.
And I think I asked you last time how hard it was. But
Um,
do you find it getting easier?
yeah, it gets easier the more and more you do it, for sure. And really, it pays to definitely have somebody to consistently fly with. Like if you're flying just with someone you never really chased before, it can be a little sketchy until you get used to like the communication part. Like when Mike's flying, he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna turn left in like 3, 2, 1, and then he'll turn, and then I can anticipate it, and we just communicate. Like we'll just stand right next to each other, and he'll be like, okay, he's like, should I speed up? Should I slow down? And we can just talk to each other and tell each other, but what's good, what's not good.
See, I didn't even think about that, you talking together. I just thought somehow you just follow it. But I could see how difficult that would be.
Yeah.
It's much easier when you're talking. I don't know, Michael. I don't know why I didn't think about
that. Yeah, sometimes like we just get real quiet, and I don't know, you can tell that we're just both concentrating really hard, but then we'll be like, or he'll do something cool like a barrel roll, and I'll be like, oh, that was awesome, let's keep going. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh, my battery's almost dead, I gotta land now. So it's just good to be able to talk to each other.
How hard was it to learn how to do those flips that, when you come out of something, you flip to go back the other way? How hard was that to learn?
It took a few tries for sure. Like Mike would stand, he'd be my spotter. So, when I'm inverted coming over a tree, he'd be like, okay, you're over the tree, like flip out or something. Like he can, and then you kind of get a feel for what that looks like in the goggles when you're actually doing it. And then you kind of just train yourself to know. You just got to keep doing it and practice.
It's sounding more and more difficult. I would like to think that at some point when you're flying up, you just hit those controls. So it just, is that right?
Yeah.
There's a point where it just feels natural after a while.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some days where it don't feel natural at all, and it costs a couple $100 in parts.
Basically.
And that's one thing I was thinking about, because as I'm buying these parts, I'm starting to realize how expensive this sport's going to be. It's going to be kind of spendy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll find myself doing a trick, and all of a sudden I'll just throw some random trick in there without even thinking, and I'm like, why did I do that as I'm crashing?
That was, it's good to fly with someone as a spotter and chaser. Yeah. And so far, I don't have anyone that flies here. So I need to get to be really good pretty quick, and then try to find places where no one's at.
Yeah.
Fly, not worry too much.
Well, do you have anybody do you have anybody that can just go out with you and just stand and watch while you're flying?
Yeah, I think probably, because I don't have, nobody flies but me. But I think I could probably trick my daughter into going out, like saying, hey, you want to go get coffee? Oh, I got to stop over here.
Yeah, there you go.
I do that to her every once in a while, but it's usually when I go to shop at Home Depot, because she hates Home Depot. I hate for a ball. So I don't know. Most hobbies are expensive. Solo flying is harder in many ways, pretty much forced to do that. Yeah, Ed, I noticed with your flying, you're always by yourself. So I don't know, Ed.
Hi, Kim.
I'm trying to think of how
Barry G, hey.
so I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this right. Okay, hold on, guys. I may not be able to do this perfect. Poor Ed. Myers. That's you, Ed. Ed, I'm sending you a link if you want to just quickly come in and talk to us about solo flying. You don't have to, but I don't know where I went. Where am I? Here I am. So, yeah. So that's the one thing I worry about. Oh, Radgirl, is it hard to deal with your husband always wanting more planes?
Uh,
That's from a
I don't
Michael
know the answer to
Banny.
that.
That's from a Michael Banny. He's new. He must be new to our channel.
At least most of the planes that we have were kind of like donated to us by like people that we know at our RC airfield. So it's been okay. Like, I mean, the hobby room's getting a little crowded, but other than that, it's okay. See, the problem is that I kind of like planes too, and so I'm like, oh, that would be really cool to have, or like we got these little like flying fish planes that we're building to fly, and yeah, this is one that I'm building.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, I can't wait to fly it, but I need a motor and some parts for it. So
that is way too cute. Oh my God, that is adorable.
Yeah. So.
Will that really fly?
Yep, it will. Eventually.
2112. Hey. So Nava's just said, hi, my name is Nava's Quads and I have an addiction.
I know the quads.
Love my drones. I did send you a link. Adam Ackerman, how you doing? Nice seeing you. So nice to have you in here. So I gotta wonder sometimes when you're flying, do you ever get in an argument with your husband where you're going like, just shut up. I know what I'm doing. I'm flying perfect. Even if you're not, I don't know.
Yes.
Sometimes like he'll be trying to like tell me how to do something and I'm just not getting it. So I'm just like, I don't know, just your talking is distracting me more. So but not too often. Usually I'm pretty good at taking constructive criticism, so
Mostly.
I think I'm spelling your name right, Jennifer. Is it 1 R or 2 at the end?
Oh, just 1 R, yeah.
There you go. Because I'm looking at this and love I don't say that's what's her name. What's her name? Radgirl. Hey, Billy Brown. Oh, yeah, this Billy Brown, and he said he's also addicted, and he is also. We have odd.
Hi, Mike.
And they are very addicted. So true. If there is a 5-step program to quit, keep it that away from me.
Yeah. I hope there's not. That'd be pretty. I know there's like some sort of like a gamers like AA thing for people who game too much. That's kind of weird.
Right. I just keep thinking that, you know, there was a time when the computer, we got the flying lunatic in, yay. Hey, Ed. So, Ed, we were talking about solo flying, and you're one of the ones I know that does acro all by themselves.
Yeah, well, I missed some of what you said because I was still trying to get this working. So.
Yeah, so basically, how do you find flying solo?
I just do it. I have eyes. The bird has eyes, or an eye, I should say.
An eye, just one eye.
Just one eye. And if it goes out, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not whose name I was trying to remember, Radgirl. It was the fish. What is the fish's name?
Oh, well.
Finding Nemo.
Oh.
From Finding Nemo, the movie.
So, for copyright sake, it's a Hobby King Nori, not Dory.
Nori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that's funny. That's funny.
RC Crazy, I see you. I said hi to you, but you may not have heard me because I was waving, going, "Hey." So I may forgot to say your name. I did, yeah. And
But you asked about solo flying, Val, and one of the things I don't know if anybody caught it, but I love to fly with. I really haven't. I've flown with a couple people a couple times, and that's been it. But usually not. Or when I have, they weren't FPV people. But the thing I was saying was flying by yourself can be good and bad, as well as flying with other people, because other people tend to talk you into trying stuff you might not have done before.
You know, I gotta say, that happened. We were in the field, Radgirl. I don't think anyone saw it. I don't know if it was filmed, but Centroid had goggles on, and Kim was sitting there with goggles, and Kim's flying, doing a great job, and all of a sudden Centroid goes, "Do a power roll." Isn't that right, Centroid? And no, Kim crashed. He'd never done one.
Yeah.
I hope I'm getting that story right. A power loop.
Yeah, well, a couple times, like, my sons were with us, so they were the spotters, and then Mike would wear his goggles and then watch me fly, and he would tell me, you know, like, "Oh, I bet you won't hit that gap," and then I'm like, "Oh God, now I have to." So
now that is what I'm talking about. You're doing something you're not quite ready for.
Oh my God. So another person who's just fallen victim to the acro FPV craze is RC Crazy, who's in the chat. How did he do today? I know you left to go help him out. Was it today?
Eric is having no issues with his flying other than being a noob. But it's and we all are noobs. We just have better abilities than others. Or we've been around, you know, we've been doing it long. That's all.
Yes.
We're all still noobs because you can always get better. You can always change. You know, you can improve always.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I love the way you fly, Radgirl. I would love to fly the way you fly.
You will.
You know, as soon as I finish putting this little pumpkin together, I think, you are never really ready. Sometimes you just have to send it.
Yeah, sometimes it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You just got to do it. You just got to try.
I am terrified of doing the flying. I really am. I don't know why. I mean, the only thing I could do is crash it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why I'm so worried.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was a little like anxious the first time I flew, say a 5-inch quad, because it's like, you know, bigger spinning blades and it could actually hurt somebody a whole lot more. So I was a little anxious with that, but after a little while, you just you relax and it'll be okay.
And that's what it is. It's all about relaxing. So what was the first size bird you flew, Radgirl?
Well, first I started out flying like the little Fury bees in the house, and you know, those are pretty mild and tame. And then my first actual acro quad was a Moby, a Storm Moby, and that's just like a little 2-inch quad. And so then I just got used to doing like acro with that, but then I pretty I like grew out of that.
Outgrew it.
Yeah, I outgrew it pretty quick because like I tried doing like more maneuvers and the punch out wasn't there. I was just crashing and I'm like, why am I crashing? And he's like, I think it's because you're flying this little quad. He's like, I think you need to try the 5-inch quad. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. And I was super nervous. And so he just had me try it. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is what I needed.
See, and I keep, okay, so I'd like to have your opinion on this. I keep telling Val while she's in the progress of putting her 5-inch together that she should get her a whoop, an acro capable whoop, brushless that has the power, and learn acro on that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get stick time in is a plus, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, like if it's raining outside and you can't fly your big quad, definitely invest in one of those and just zoom around your house or wherever you got some
I'm not
space.
talking about inside. I'm talking about outside.
Oh, yeah, wherever you got room, just do. Yeah, any stick time is good.
Well, when I first flew my Mobula, I tried to fly it in the house, and that was not happening. There was not enough room for me.
Yeah.
I never tried it on 1S though. I went 2S off the bat. So well, I don't know. I'm just saying some of those little birds fly very big. They just don't have the weight.
So Kim has a whoop that I will be flying before I send my 5-inch up, just to get used to how it feels and how the sticks feel.
But is it acro?
Yes, it is acro.
Okay.
He showed it on his show. And that's what I'm thinking I'm going to need to do. I'm going to need to just get used to how stick move. Now, having said that, I'm also on sim right now on liftoff. And I am trash on that damn thing. I'm trash. I can't. I don't know what the hell.
Look, I don't know. I'm not going to, since Troy had good luck playing with the Sims, how have you done, Radgirl? I don't know. All I know is I could never get the Sim to fly like any real bird I ever flew.
Yeah, I have to say I do enjoy flying the bigger quads more.
Yeah, I just think with the sim, at least I get stick time. I just want to learn how to move the sticks a little better. I don't need to be perfect, and I don't think sim should tell me everything. I just want to get used to the sticks.
Get as good as you can on it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I go up there. I don't want to be just crashing my drone the minute I put it in the air.
Yeah, it definitely helps with just practicing the basics, basically, I think. And then, like, if you want to try a new trick and you don't want to try it with your quad the first time, you just try it on there a few times just to get a feel for it.
A visual
feel. And yeah, I mean, I practice on the sim still.
The first time you put upside down, your brain's gonna be cuckoo.
Okay, second. RC Crazy, hold on. For a ball, do you see RC Crazy? Because you should be able to see him. About just stick time will make you improve. I only get out a couple times a week to fly, but every time I do, it gets a little better. Thank you, RC Crazy. Yeah, how's your wife doing? I've been thinking about Tiffany. Anything will work. Tiny Hawk is my favorite. Sorry, RC Crazy, I can't. Sorry, I've not been on your channel late. Okay, anyway, go ahead. We'll go back. I just want to make sure everybody's happy.
I was just going to say in response to what Radgirl was saying about the simulator. The simulator is great for teaching you how to coordinate your turns, because with a stabilized drone, you use yaw to turn more than anything.
Right.
When you go acro, you have to use both roll and yaw to turn. And the more horizontal you go, the less yaw you use. and the simulator teaches you that very well.
That's what I need. I need
Yeah.
something.
And it also teaches you the correct order to move the stick to do, like she said, a certain trick.
Someone
You know,
runs to it.
certain maneuver you want to do.
Yeah, see, that's what I want to use it for. I don't expect it to make me perfect or to make me a world-class flyer just using sim. I just want to get a better understanding of the sticks. Because right now I have no understanding. I've been flying stabilized. I haven't been flying acro, so I need to get to that. So that's the thing I'm working on.
So, hey, Radgirl, so did you fly drones in stabilized mode at all before you ever flew in acro?
Maybe for a little while. I feel like it was actually hindering me. Like yeah, I was trying to do things and it was like counter reacting what I was trying to do. And then Mike was like, I think you need to just do acro. He was like, it's just, you know, you're fighting against the gyros. And I was like, okay. So then I tried just flying without it. And yeah, I got a lot better really quick.
And it stays on now. Very good, I see.
Obviously, you're a natural flyer then, Radgirl. That's all I got to say. So,
Aw, thanks.
and everybody that I've talked to, because I flew stabilized for 3 years before I even got an acro capable bird. Okay.
That's right.
And it is like a hard habit to break, because in a stabilized bird, you're always pushing that right front forward all as far as you can just to get it to pitch forward as much as it can. It only goes so far. You know, you do that in acro and you're upside down and on around.
Which is exactly what's been happening in sim.
Yeah, and that's why, because you're
I'm just like, and then it doesn't click back to the beginning, set me in the right place. It keeps me there because it's still thinking I can get out of this upside down, turned around thing I'm in. And
you just keep going. It'll come back around, Val. That's what you got to realize. Most people screw up and say, oh no, I'm upside down. Let me reverse that moment. Well, then you plow the ground. Just keep on rolling until you're right side up again.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. See, that's where, oh my God, that's where it's going to be different.
A big thing, Val, is just go up really high and then practice that stuff. So you have a lot of time before you hit the ground. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, my big mistake was I ended up in not a coliseum, but something that was again with gates and racing, which is nothing I was going to do. I thought I was going to end up in a big field, and I was not in a field. I hit the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not going to be able to hit a gate. I can hit the ground really good. My ground hitting right now, Ed.
And see, I see all those fixed wings back there. Fixed wings are pretty cool. I've never flown an electric one. Are those all electric?
Yes. It's Mike's. I'm just learning how to fly airplanes, kind of.
And white and blue ones, yours? What do you got?
Well, the white and blue glider, that's mine, but it's set up FPV, so I fly at FPV. But that black one there, that's Mike's, and he doesn't really fly that much, actually. I don't know why.
It's dangerous. You mess up,
he says it's dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'll tell you my experience. The only fixed wing I've ever flown was the nitromethane, and it was lose orient. I always flew it too late because I waited until the better pilots had gone, or any pilots had gone, and once again, Val flying solo. But I get lost. Oh, which way is it going? It was a mess because they take so much room. And a quad, you can do a lot in a little room. You know, with not that much room, not that big a field. Those
Yeah.
big birds like that, they get out there before you know it.
It's so fast. You're just like, you're cruising
Yeah.
along and you got to make a decision fast. So,
Sean. So, Ed, when you're flying, you're solo. I mean, you're ripping through the area, that area that you fly. I mean, you rip it fast and fairly hard. Do you ever get lost up in there?
Yeah. Up in the air, all the roofs look the same.
I was
You
going
know?
to say.
No, I mean, I have. I try and keep. Hey, I'll tell you what, another good trick: wear a very bright shirt.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
oh, good idea. I see.
You don't want to blend in with your surroundings. But see, I mean, some of the places I see you guys fly, see, I do not have a well manicured place where I fly. The weeds are tall, and there's
Yes.
bad things to that. If you come in too close, your blades will wrap a weed, crack. If you crash, it can be hard to find. However, it does make for a cushy landing.
Yeah. Yeah, we only have like maybe 2 spots that are manicured, kind of like kept neat. The one is a college, and the other place is just like a local town park. So they got people that, grounds people that take care of it and stuff. But other than that, yeah, it's like you're flying someplace where you're gonna maybe lose your quad.
So you do fly in the back country a little bit then.
Once in a while, if we get bored of the other places.
So RC Crazy is saying, hi, Radgirl FPV. I'm new to your channel. Like last week, I think new, LOL. I've seen one of your videos so far.
Oh, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, RC Crazy. And I think I may have subbed to you as well. I go on the Canadian Drone Hub, and I just try and support everybody. So if I click on someone's channel and I see I'm not subscribed, I subscribe. So I think I may have visited yours as well.
Hard to remember them all.
Yeah.
It takes a while to learn them all. That's what it is.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's hard to, especially since there's so many people that are, especially FPV flying right now. There's quite a lot of people doing FPV and starting to build. I mean, the sport is increasing. It's taken a while because Kim's been trying to convince me to do FPV, and I basically told him, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it. Then I went out there and saw them flying, and I'm like, I'm doing this. I'm like, damn, Kim, I didn't want to do it because I know it's expensive and I'm always limited in what I do. So I've got all these parts over here that I got going, and I got my frame and I have antennas.
We never spend more than $1,000 a month on it.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to work a lot harder.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's joking. We don't. We try and spend as little as we possibly can.
I'd say on average about $200 a month, maybe $300.
What, on FPV?
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's way over my budget, brother.
Is it really FPV only, or is it like planes and everything?
Automobiles.
Yeah. A hobby, though.
Yeah.
The RC hobby.
The RC hobby, yes.
So I have a question. What did you do with Alfred? Ed, where's Alfred?
Oh, he's not hungry yet. He'll be out here when his tummy tells him.
Oh, okay. Is that your puppy? Okay, I saw him in the other room when he was moving around.
Yeah, she's been pawing at me. I think she wants a treat or something.
I want a treat.
It's my turn. Where's my treat?
He wants his me time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at him. He's like, yeah, my dogs can't get in my lap anymore. They still try, but they can't. but they tried. But oh my God, they are such a pain. So you flew in Kentucky. What was that like? Do you find it always just the same to fly, or was there differences being a little further south?
It was definitely different only because you're constantly on a mountainside. And so that throws off your, I don't know, your horizon is on a slant. So, you know, you're trying to, I don't know, it was just definitely different. It took a little bit of getting used to.
I definitely want to fly some mountains. Now, I get the horizon thing. Yeah, it does sound iffy. But man, I want to try it. But what a pain in the butt to find a bird that would have to be.
Yeah, it was a little bit getting used to. And, you know, there isn't a whole lot of like open spots in Kentucky. It's just mostly trees everywhere. Really, really big trees. Like you definitely don't want to get stuck at the top of that because it's never coming down.
Oh man.
Yeah, I bet. Because I've been through Kentucky, and it is something.
It is.
I was hoping to go through a different part of it, but I ended up coming along the side of it, the western side. The western side.
West side. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know like down like near like Lexington, it's pretty flat, like rolling hillish kind of, you know, because that's like horse country. But where we were at, it was the east side of Kentucky, so it was all mountains. Yeah,
it's beautiful, but even where I was, there were so many trees. There wasn't a lot of clear space, you know.
Yeah.
It was quite some, but I was trying to get back to Idaho, so I need to come up and just kind of curve back around. So
yeah,
it worked out okay.
So Val, you probably have a lot of flat places, like not much, you know, hills, maybe rolling hills, maybe.
Well, I'm in a valley surrounded by mountains.
Oh, okay.
And so I have the what do you call it? The foothills and stuff like that. But we have some parks down here where I could fly. And then if I go out of the city, I can hit some what do they call it? Some desert.
Oh, nice.
Because basically Idaho, the lower half of it is all desert.
Okay.
We have some mountains, which I wouldn't try to fly because that wouldn't work. I mean, there's so many trees, not a clear spot in that place.
Yeah.
Unless we end up with a fire, there's nothing. So I don't know. I should be able to find someplace though.
Yeah.
With lots of dry grass, because that's what Ed said. Get the quad really hot, and then go over the dry grass. Right?
Yeah.
I think Ed's reading something else and not paying attention to me. Let's see. All good, mate. I attended the Lancaster Bombing Memorial flight today, but it was canceled due to fog. Got myself brilliant scale. Ooh, drone pool. Kick the damn things over and cry. Ed, are you going to Canada? So I think Radgirl next year for Rajapalooza, you guys are going up, right?
I don't know. It's kind of up to Mike.
Mike is going up. Hey, was mine.
We don't have enhanced license or passports or anything because we haven't really traveled into Canada in a really long time, even though we're really close to Canada. We're just kind of boycotting the whole getting in whatever those called, those license.
Oh, with the star things. You know what I got? I spent $40 on a passport card. It's not a chance, like just a passport card. So if I want to drive through, then I can drive when I want. But I'm going to end up getting a passport and all that. So.
Right. So I don't know. And then, I mean, honest, I'm not sure if we'll still be living here next summer, maybe, but we'll never know. We're trying to like possibly relocate to Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
So you like Kentucky. Where are you at now, Rad Girl?
We live in, I don't know if it's Western New York, like near the Great Lakes.
Dad, you gotta get out of New York.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
I hate New York.
Yeah, we don't like living here. It's too expensive to live here, quite honestly. And the winters are too long and cold, so.
Yeah, it's very cold in New York. I was down in Maryland for years, and it could get downright bitter in Maryland, but New York was always worse, 10 times worse.
Yeah.
It's the worst place on earth.
And it's like, you know, the Great Lakes are nice to have, like, near you, I guess, like, to have all that natural water around you. But in the wintertime, that wind chill coming off the lakes, and it's just so, like, damp and,
Makes your bones shatter.
yeah, it gets right into you, and you just achy all winter.
So
Let's not
Centroid
forget
wants
about lake effect snow either.
Yeah, lake effect snow is definitely a thing. Terrible.
Centroid wants to know where in Western New York. He lives in Central New York.
Oh, like close to like Buffalo,
Sanborn.
Niagara Falls.
And I was saying he's in southern New York City. He said it's not bad there. It's
That's
cold.
cozy.
It's cold. Any place in New York is cold, guys. Any place.
Well,
Manchester.
Nova's Quad has all that heat from the city to help him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then RC Crazy is saying he lives near you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Yeah, whereabouts does RC Crazy live?
In the cold part of New York.
It's all cold compared for us, pal.
We used to watch the blizzards. I'd be in Maryland, we'd have 4 feet of snow, and they'd be getting 15 feet. And I said to go, no.
Yeah, we're pretty tired of shoveling and snow blowing, and that's like, we got asked by some friends, and they were like, what do you do all winter long? And we're like, shovel snow, work, and shovel snow, and sleep.
Trying
That's
to
what
find
we do.
my car underneath the blizzard that just happened.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
Yes.
4 days in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
It's,
boring living here.
let's see. Our Waxfire calls it Frosty FPV. Crazy's in Perry, New York.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm just sleeping through this winter,
Okay.
waiting
Yeah,
for
that's
next summer to
pretty
come.
close.
It's basically
Look, he lives in Wyoming County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is pretty close to us. Yeah, it's about
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think Canada is probably colder than that, but
Yeah, they're insane.
we usually don't get it that bad. Not
Mhm.
what I was saying. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said you were called Frosty FPV. Is that not what were you saying, Waxfire?
Sometimes we fly in the, like, when it's really cold,
Oh,
like
that's
real
true.
cold, where the snow, like, especially at the college, they'll clear the parking lot, and then you might get like a sunny day that melts all the snow. So the blacktop is clear, but then at night it'll drop down like really cold where everything freezes again. And then we can get in a flight because then nothing's wet. As long as you don't land in the snow, you're good. So, and then we'll just jump back into the car and heat our fingers back up.
I will say I have seen some real diehards sitting in their car with the heater running, flying their quad out, you know, with conformal coated whatever, you know, and doing their thing. And I think that's cool. There was one day I watched, guy had a sunroof, and we came into land. He literally brought the bird in, opened the sunroof, and dropped it down through.
Wow, that's cool.
We get like 8 to 9 months of snow, so if you don't fly during the snow, you're gonna forget how to fly.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point, brother. That's a good point.
Wasn't Plummet and Night Train flying theirs? They live in Michigan, which can get rather bitter. And I think they were flying in their cars or trucks or whatever, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I know I remember watching like a Ladrid video and he's like sitting in his car flying because he was like living in Detroit at that time or whatever. But
if not, you'll forget how to fly for sure.
Yeah, you can't stop flying for the whole winter.
No, you can't.
And you can only fly your Fury Bee in the house like so many times and that gets like boring.
Yeah, so I don't know what Kim and Roger are going to do. I think Kim's going to have to build himself an inside stadium for Roger because can gust and freeze anything fast, yeah.
They just got to put a blanket down in the snow and land on the blanket.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the wind chill that really gets you. Yeah, it is the wind chill. But I don't think Ed has that problem. Do you, Ed?
Yeah, fingers don't work good when they're cold, that's for sure.
And near the end of the first battery, you can't feel your fingers sometimes.
Yeah, Mike will be like, want to do one more battery? I'm like, my fingers are numb. I can't even feel the sticks.
Right? I would think that would be hard. So what's everyone going to do when the winter comes to fly?
Sit in our cars and fly.
Yeah, the same we've been doing for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Pick the warmest days and roll with it.
So Ed, how cold does it get where you are?
Let's see. It did not. It might have made it to 26 last winter a couple times.
Really?
There were things that never froze.
That was 26 isn't bad.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. No, these guys, Radgirl, her hubby, Roger, Eric, all of y'all would laugh at 27 degrees, 28 degrees, anything above 0. But it's a wet cold. It is a wet cold down here.
Yeah, which is kind of like, eh. But yeah, like around here, when we have like these warmer temperatures all fall and into like November and Lake Erie doesn't freeze, you're in for some trouble, because that lake affects snow. As soon as that cold air comes down from Canada and across that lake, you're getting slammed with snow. And that's the worst. I'd rather have like, a pretty cold fall to get that lake frozen, and then you're going to have an okay winter because the lake effect snow isn't going to be as bad.
I've
heard that, and that's a good point.
Yeah, we'd rather just live further away from here, I think.
Well, Kentucky gets cold too now.
Yeah, it can get a little chilly down there, yeah.
They don't got a shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that up here and boys, it usually doesn't get that cold, but it can. It can. We had one winter where I couldn't get out of my cul-de-sac for almost a week. And so finally I went to the neighbor and said, I'm just taking my snow shovel. If they won't come to me, I'm just getting out of here. I can't take it anymore. I just went out one scoop at a time, and then they all came out and we just started. Because I thought I have to get out of here. I'm getting crazy. But normally that was a once in a lifetime type of winter that we had that winter.
Yeah.
Now in Maryland, I woke up one day and we got 5 feet overnight. And so they can have snow, but they usually don't get that much. But I went back a couple years ago. Next thing you know, we're so high in snow that the plows couldn't get to us for a week.
Yeah.
Week, so it's just the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had lots of milk and bread because we ran to the store. No, I'm teasing. They had plenty of food. We get so much snow and people wouldn't work. You would never hear it, right? Right. So that's the one thing I think too. When you're trying to fly in the winter, but if you're flying 2 people, Radgirl, then someone keep an idea of where the quad goes down, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is some snow.
Yeah, I mean, one time I was flying at the college parking lot and I went to try and do like
Yes.
shoot through a gap, and this was back when I was still pretty new. And I didn't get the gap very well, and I bounced off the tree and landed right into the snowdrift. And I was like, oh man, like there's my quad. It's done for now, you know. And so Mike ran over there, and I was like, I thought it would be right on top of the snowdrift, but no, it was literally like a foot inside
Oh,
the
wow.
pile of snow. And surprisingly enough, like was anything shorted out?
Everything was fine.
Everything was fine, and I don't even know how, but that was amazing.
So what, did he see the hole it made into the snow or something?
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch of them. A bunch of holes.
From previous crashes or what?
From the snowplows throwing like chunks of ice into it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So it looked like a meteor, kind of. So I had to keep reaching in all the holes till I found the one with the drone in it.
That's pretty
man.
cool, man. That's awesome.
Oh, man.
I don't know how it survived, but luckily it did. It must have just been so cold that the snow didn't melt onto the electronics. There was no moisture. Yeah, it was so cold that day that there was literally no moisture in the air. It was just, everything was frozen.
Unplug it, shook it off, let it dry out, hit it with a dryer real good. Good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So if you ever crash in water or anything, unplug right away, and it's a good idea to dump rubbing alcohol over everything, and it pushes the water out. Then hit it with a hairdryer, and the alcohol evaporates real quick, and you can plug in and ready to go again.
Hopefully.
Well,
here's kind of the deal too, in that fresh water is actually a lousy conductor, and it's more the contaminants that are in that water that cause the bigger shorting of electrical components.
Yeah, total dissolved solids.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think
I mean, I've had a bird, and I've seen a number of others too that crashed in the water, and the camera was still working. You could see up through the water, see the algae floating around and stuff.
That's cool. Oh man, what a nightmare though, right? Did you get it back?
Oh my God, get it out! Why can't I unplug this battery?
Yeah. Hey, Radgirl, can you take over for me for just a minute? I'll be right back.
Okay, sure.
Now, you tell Alfred to behave himself while I'm gone. Yeah.
What?
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So what kind of a drone do you have, Ed?
I have a Mobula 7. I just flew this one today. I call this the Mad Dog 1. And it's a TBS frame, I think. It's a collaboration. My Batman 220 was down. It still is down. And so some friends put this together for me because they thought I should have a 5-inch backup quad.
That's cool.
And so thanks to them, I flew this today.
Cool.
The Batman 220, unfortunately, I think I lost an escape on it, and so I have to replace that.
Novice Quads has a question for me. The most urban flying I've actually done. Oh, sorry, my phone rang. We went to a business park, and I flew my 3-inch Alien there. But no, I don't usually get to fly in the city. I don't know if I'm just, I don't know. I don't know where to fly in the city.
You know, and Novice brings up a good point because I've seen some people fly in places like that, But it must be the time they get there or whatever, because the place is pretty much abandoned.
Yeah.
And for Novice, where he's at in New York City, it's kind of hard to find a place that's abandoned, even if just for a Sunday or whatever.
Yeah.
City that never sleeps.
So, like
Yeah.
around here in Niagara Falls and Buffalo, like anytime like there's a factory or a business someplace that has closed, they always like chain link it off, like, so there's no, and they always post it like no trespassing. So like we don't really have a lot of bandos around here for any like way to get access into them or anything. They pretty much keep everything buttoned up tight around here. Yeah, and some of them, like Mike was saying just now, like they're dangerous chemical like stuff in there. I don't think I'd want to breathe anything out of there, like any sort of dust. You know, it's just, you just don't know what you're getting into.
Oh, really? You got a bando city, do you, Novice? That's awesome. I would so break something.
Yeah.
Uh,
Huh. Interesting. Let me look back.
okay. Send that out. Yeah, I think I didn't know what they meant by bandos when I first started hearing. Do you know there's a lot of language to FPV that I did not know. They kept saying, "Oh, me and my bando," and I was like, "Bando," but it's
Hey, Val, to make you feel a little better, when I heard bando, people talk about a bando, I thought it was a new kind of quad. What kind of quad is that?
I did too. I thought it was a quad. And I was like, I go in, I Google bando quad, bando FPV quad, and they wouldn't tell me what it was. I didn't know.
Oh, and there's another one, Val, Brando. It's like Bando but with an R after B, and it's when the building is first going up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's something I didn't think about that. That's a new one.
A brando is it going up, and a bando is when it might be coming down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'll ask both of you, and I sent Navas a link to go talk to us about his bando city. But what is the hardest thing you think there was about flying FPV? What was the hardest thing to get to know?
Throttle control for me.
Is what?
Throttle control. Yeah, that was my biggest thing.
And what was it about the throttle? Because isn't the throttle just basically putting it up in the air and holding its height?
It depends upon what your pitch is, Val, because the more you pitch forward, throttle translates into both forward propulsion and up.
Yep.
So to me, it's actually easier to control the throttle the more pitch forward you are, because now it's being mixed between lift and forward propulsion. If you hover or staying in a more level state, that throttle does one thing and it pushes you up.
Yeah. So
wow.
like he was saying, I was having trouble with getting enough forward momentum, but without like either diving into the ground or smashing up into the tree branches. Like if I try and shoot underneath trees, but then I wanted to keep things in a controlled state. Like I just didn't want to be like flying like crazy.
Willy-nilly everywhere, right?
Like I wanted it to be a nice controlled speed, you know, and so I was having a hard time with that. But
Well,
Hey, what's
don't
up,
think
Al?
you're a lone stranger there, girl. You know,
No.
when I first started doing this, I was like controlled crash most of the time.
Yeah.
get up 200 feet. Now, okay, now I can't run into anything.
Hey, Rad Girl, Ed, how are you? How are you, Val?
Hi.
What
Hi,
I meant
Novice.
by what I meant by Bando City, it's not a city of bandos. It's
Right.
the bandos are so there are so many. It's like you're in a city. You can go in a warehouse district and fly in a warehouse that stretches 8 or 9 blocks. You know,
Wow.
but that's big enough to be in a small city. And then you have another one 2 blocks away that may be half that size. When I meant Bando City, I didn't mean a whole abandon. I wish.
No,
Right.
yeah, I didn't mean it that. I didn't mean it that, but if you see a warehouse that's empty, isn't that where people go and kill people? I mean,
Come on, stop it. Just because we're from New York, not everyone dies in New York, Val.
I've seen the movies. I've seen the movies, Lawrence. You go,
Not
oh,
yet.
Valerie, just
Out
get
of here.
out of the
Yeah.
building there. Yeah, I've seen that horror show.
Well, Val, rule number one when flying a bando, never fly by yourself.
Right.
Okay, and if you're flying FPV, it's usually good to have someone there, even if they're not paying attention, because people ask me, when you put the goggles on, you're not worried about no one coming up behind you or doing anything? I'm not worried about anyone coming up behind me. I'll smash you in the face with my drone if I see you get
Yeah,
hit.
right. You're in control of a lethal weapon there, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, Plummet. Hey, Curtis. Yeah, I'm just thinking, abandoned buildings in New York. You need to watch some more movies, Lawrence.
That's the
No,
one. I
no.
think the biggest reason why I never go out and fly by myself also is, well, I don't want to get walked up on while I'm under the goggles and, next thing you know, you're getting like robbed or something. Like,
Yeah, and
See,
it's
that's
not
no
like
why,
idea
we're
coming up on you,
6'4".
and you just don't know.
but
We are
that's
not
why,
6'4".
but see, that's why, Rad Girl, I fly in an open field. Anyone coming near me when I'm doing flips or anything, I go towards them and I fly around them and let them know, hey, I see you, and then I go off.
You
You know,
I like that.
fire. 75% of New York film are not in New York.
it's true. It's true.
I'm
And,
watching you.
and Val, believe it or not, you could probably go into a lot of abandoned buildings in New York. It's not just down here in the city where I'm at. Out on Long Island, Manhattan Psychiatric Center is a known building that's supposed to be haunted, where people go in and get pictures and they
Heard of
fly
that place.
bandos. Um,
No,
where
see, I would
there's
not like that. I would not like that.
well, see, that's why you need to become good enough to not hit anything when you're flying a bando, so you don't
Yeah.
go in and get your bird.
Right.
Yeah, when people say, oh, it's an old abandoned psychiatric hospital, the only thing I can think of is no, I would not go in there. No. Just the energy alone would be scary. And the ghosts? No.
Well, look, I'm not good enough to fly a complete bando. And notice I said complete bando, because in order to fly a
Hey,
bando,
Papa Doc, sorry about that. We'll see you later, darling.
you have to complete it. You have to be able to go in and come out safely and land. That's a complete bando. I'm not at that level yet. I can go in, fly around, hit something, have to go retrieve it. They call it the walk of shame.
Mhm.
When you're learning it, and I'm new to FPV. I've only been at it a little over a year. Okay, I'm getting more stick time in now in the field. But when you were talking about simulator earlier, it 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 does not simulate the weight of this Sinwhoop here with the 4-cell battery. You can't simulate that, but it will
Right.
teach you muscle memory.
Yeah.
And muscle memory is when you do things instinctively without thinking about it. Like when you sleep at night and you hear your phone go blue,
Thank you, Papa
with your
Doc.
eyes closed, you can reach over and grab your phone, right? That's muscle memory.
Right.
So Sims do help out with muscle memory.
Definitely.
Now, evidently, Velocidrome, which I don't have, actually lets you change the weight of the drone. So you can
That's
actually
the
make
only different, the only thing that I know liftoff does not do. But you
Mhm.
can change the PIDs and liftoff. And if you want to simulate flying a heavier drone, like you want to actually
Hi,
simulate
Papa Doc.
flying a 5-inch drone, take it up to a 7 or 8-inch. And the characteristics will be similar to flying a 5-inch. In liftoff, that is.
Yeah, Centroid says, Navsquads, I beg to differ. He's such a math teacher. Do you hear it? I beg to differ. But you can dial in the weight in Velocidone. Yes, Centroid had told me that. Is that a chorus valve or a diet caffeine free? No, it's a Dr. Pepper cherry. Dr. Pepper cherry.
No diet
No,
valve.
I like them. I grabbed one and I was like, oh, and I went and got me another one. I'm just cutting down on caffeine, but
wait a minute. I thought Dr. Pepper was cherry anyway.
No.
No?
I don't know.
Dr. Pepper is stink bug flavor.
Is what?
Did you say stink bug?
Yeah. And
no, there's these roaches down here. We always call them palmetto bugs. But when you squash them, the smell comes out of them.
Oh, no.
It makes me think of Dr. Pepper.
I'll just wait till you're done. I realized I don't have to hear this.
I'm sorry.
Alfred, attack. So on Tuesday, Rad Girl, I don't think you were here, but I had Ed on, and he had this little cat sitting right behind his shoulder, just staring at us the whole time. Staring at the cat. It was so cute. But he's now my attack cat. Guys, don't talk about my Dr. Pepper, please.
I apologize. I'll never talk about your Dr. Pepper and roaches again.
But I don't know. So I think, Radgirl, we'll have to find some time to get together. Let's have to come back on the East Coast again. We'll go fly a bando, but not one of those creepy ones where they kill people.
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean.
Okay, so then Val,
you haven't paid your bills. They start hitting you in the knees. No, not like that.
Hey Val, then if you don't want to do that, you can fly a Brando because they're always building here in New York. So that's not a problem either. You can always fly a Brando.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, here's the deal with that, Novice Quads, is that I was always worried about the no trespassing thing. Isn't that going to hit you?
Well, you want to know what? If you walk up to the security guard and you say, hey, look, I was flying my drone, it got away from me, and it landed right behind your building, 9 times out of 10, he'll say, if I can't let you in, he'll go get it.
That's cool.
You know, and it's like that with a lot of places here. They're becoming more drone friendly in New York, but at the same time, they're trying to fearmonger everyone as well. Okay. Whereas you can fly, you're telling me you can fly a drone carrying a 10-pound package over my head. You can fly helicopters over my head. You can fly planes over my head. But a 13-pound piece of plastic, you're telling me I can't fly in a local park. That's where the issue comes. And that's where people start going off on their own and doing things when they're not supposed to. But if you follow the rules and you lose a drone, 9 times out of 10, the person will, you tell them you were losing a drone and it got away from you, 9 times out of 10, the person will say, okay, yeah, I'll take a look if they don't want you to go on their property.
Right.
That's the most they can do. Either they can tell you they found it or they didn't. When you take off, we were talking about this on the live stream earlier. When you take off from the ground with the drone, no matter what it is, FPV camera drone, there's always a chance it won't come back. And you've already accepted that by taking off.
Yeah.
Now, I tell people this when I teach them how to fly. You have to trust in your technology. The way you get in your car and you trust your car to take you from point A to point B, you have to trust your drone that it will take off and come back safely.
Hey, Wiki, yeah, Ed is not a girl. Very good. No, the first hour was FPV women, and then the last hour I start bringing people in.
That's okay, Val. We had an FPV man moment too.
I know you did have a man moment. I was going to discuss that with you. You may get banned from YouTube.
See, Waxfire says,
Don't
well
even
says,
listen to me.
why like you already lost it. In other words, once you lose that fear of getting into your car and crashing or breaking down, you just do it naturally, right? It's the same thing with flying a camera, drone, or FPV.
Like one.
There used to be a time when I started flying, I had to take a few breaths and calm down before I took off. Now, I just put the goggles on and I take one breath and I'm ready to go.
Oh. Hold on. The best one out of the 4 I've tried. Okay, hold on, Centroid. Hold on. Novice Quads, Google Team Black Sheep, and Velocidrone. Free to download and $20 to purchase. So how could it be free
to do that?
And 20?
I'm going to do that only because I've been hearing about Centroid talk about Velocidrone for a while.
But I thought it was 30. What am I getting wrong?
$20-$30.
That's not the same.
They usually average around $20.
Is one thing. 30 is 10 more than 20. Hey, I got to keep that roof over my dog's heads. Now I no longer have to keep it over my children's head. Now it's my dogs. Nobody else will take them. I spoiled them rotten. I have to keep them forever. I can get you a discount code. Oh,
I got you, Mark. I heard you, Mark. Thanks. I'm going to look at it right now, in fact, while you guys are.
Oh, what was that?
That sounded like a frog.
Yeah, that was my phone.
Okay.
It sounded like a frog, though.
It is.
I know. I mean, I took off my shoes.
That's funny, Adam. Yeah, mine's kind of slow, too. That's probably why some stuck for me as well.
Oh, it can't. Yeah, I got a gaming computer 2 years ago, and it's still keeping up with all the technology changes. So I think I did pretty good. It is $20. Okay, so Waxfire right now is going to get me the discount code. I'll wait, Waxfire, while you get us all the discount.
Doesn't Val look like she's flying?
You know what happened?
Yeah.
I'm 60 years old, and oh, you don't want to know. But all of a sudden I start sweating again, and all that stuff comes back again. I'm like, hell no. And now I'm running around with the fan again like I was when I was 45. I think something's wrong with this.
You know what it is, Val? Flying FPV is making you younger. You're having flashbacks.
It must. Oh, there you go.
I'm like, no. It's one person only. Oh, okay. Oh, and 5%. Okay. But they better than nothing. It's only for one person.
It's true. 5% is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, Mark, if you're still in there, I actually have it bookmarked, and I'm going to go back later on and mess around with Velocidrone.
Well, put it down here so I can see it. Put the link in, man.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Don't be greedy. I have to remind Novice of that because he's been in too many bandos.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. When
Tucking in Herman at night.
Listen, when you live in New York and you're a kid, you learn to find ways to play.
Let's go down.
Here you go. Here's Velocidrone. Yep, the first.
Novice quad.
Velocidrone is 400 grams. Okay. Weigh your quad with the battery and camera and boost. You know, that's pretty slick. You know, I might be switching to Velocidrone. The fact that you can deal with weight ratio would make that a much better sim.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you can put in the weight of your drone with the battery and everything. And according to Mark, he says Velocidrone will give you the characteristics of flying.
Thank you. Fly Cemetery. I'm telling you, it's epic, wide open space and no soft. Hey, Plummet, I saw you guys, you and Night Train fly it, right? That's the one I saw. You flying the cemetery? Then I saw Wolf, not
Now,
the
see, that's crossing.
WOLF, but
Hold on, Val. Val, hold on a second.
Are you
That's
stopping
crossing
me?
the line. I
What?
will not fly over a cemetery.
Why?
There are some places I'll fly, but I will not do a cemetery.
Okay, so let me tell
That's
you,
because you're
guys.
not supposed to fly over people.
That's right. So the WULF Wolf, he took his friends. They put their little lawn chairs down, right, and they're right on top of the graves. Cracked me the flip off. I was like, and the guy goes, God, I feel something on my leg, and I typed in, I think it's the hand coming to grab you. I mean, I would not. You're not supposed to walk over the graves. But they did a good flight. They did a really good flight. And Mason Kaiser, he went and he flew my family cemetery in Iowa back in the 1700s, 1800s. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, we had this really nice cemetery in our neighborhood. Well, not in our neighborhood, but it's a really nice cemetery where they don't really have headstones. Like all the headstones are like flat on the grass.
Yes, yes.
So it's kind of like a memorial park, and it's beautiful in there. And I so want to take a quad there, but I'm so afraid I'm going to offend somebody.
Right.
Well, here's what I was telling Adam. I was telling Adam what they need to do is when they go to this place, they need to kind of walk around, look at some of the markers, and pick somebody that's like not that, not from the 1800s or something, and say, if anybody says, man, I think it's horrible you're flying in this cemetery, and you say, oh no, my uncle Alfred is right over there, and he loved remote control stuff, and I'm flying here for him.
Aw.
Thank you, Barry G, for coming in. I really appreciate it.
You have a valid point there. I mean,
thanks, Green
I know for a fact, I can say now I wouldn't fly over a graveyard for the number one reason, not because I'm scared of it, but if you do a power dive and come in too low, any tombstone is taking you out.
Yeah.
You're going to ricochet like a bullet in a room off of those tombstones. And that would be my issue. It takes a lot of courage, believe it or not, Val, to go from flying over grass to over concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta say, when Mason did it, he wasn't using an acro. He was using a camera drone, a cinematic drone, and so that made it. It was beautiful. He put it with beautiful music.
Mark did it. Centroid in the lobby did it. Remember, he started out flying over grass and flying in his backyard. Now all of a sudden he's going to parking structures and by himself. He's flying over concrete.
Oh, listen to this. Novice quad challenge accepted. Guess I'm going to a graveyard now.
Well, you know what? To be honest, if my skills improve the way they have been improving, I would attempt it. But I really wouldn't do any power dives or anything split S's over graveyards, having to come back down low. I couldn't risk it.
So, Radgirl, you've never been in so far in a graveyard to fly?
Radgirl, would you fly a graveyard?
The closest, the one time Mike and I took the little Fury Bees, the little like indoor drones, on a nice calm day. We went to it was like a shrine, more of like a Catholic shrine where they had like a church, but like statues of like biblical figures and kings and queens and all this stuff. And it's a beautiful place. And the only reason why we wanted to go there is because it's such a beautiful place.
It's lit up at night.
And it's lit up at night. And we didn't want to take the bigger quads in case we like hit into the statues or something. We didn't want to like, damage anything. So we just took the little ones around. But then I think the FPV footage or whatever we had I think we were trying to like record in our goggles or whatever, but it wasn't very good footage. So I don't think we ever made a video of it, but we may revisit that place
We forgot the
again.
SD card.
And that may
Oh
be
yeah,
really.
we forgot our SD cards.
Oh, that might be a really good place for a Cinewhoop.
Right,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. In
Yeah.
fact, Val can tell you guys, I'm more of a camera drone person getting into FPV, but my objective, I have 2 Cinewhoops now. My objective is to shoot camera drone footage and bring it down, and say I'm doing a real estate job. You come down, you do a shot from 200 feet down on a house, and then come down and freeze the frame before the door and switch to a Cinewhoop and fly the house.
Oh, there you
That
go.
would make a really great real estate shot, you know.
Yes.
So I'm looking to get into it for those reasons. Also, they allow Cinewhoops at weddings and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, you can shoot in 4K or 1080 at 60 with a Cinewhoop indoors. You can't do that with a Phantom 4 Professional. People are just not going to have a drone flying over them, fanning them with air like that. You know, the little Cinewhoop, they're less intimidated.
Yeah.
Cinewhoop, I think. So, Drone Pool, I'm sorry. I just sent her a small list that I think she'd be happy with, and now she had to work for days. Yeah, Centro is saying Novice Squad just pulled the trigger on the iFlight.
Which one, dude? And
aren't they expensive?
Radgirl, to be honest,
Cinewhoops
the
are
way you
expensive.
fly, seriously, if you got a Cinewhoop, it's like going 90 miles per hour, and then all of a sudden you take the blue pill in the Matrix and you slow down to about 5.
Yeah.
It's you get so much of a rush flying a Cinewhoop. You get the same rush you get from flying FPV, except it looks like you're in slow-mo. This one right here, this Signet 3-inch, hits top speeds of 35, 40 miles an hour, but I can slow it down to 2 miles per hour hovering.
Yeah.
You know, so that it adds that extra effect.
I definitely like. I have a 3-inch Alien that I like to fly a lot. So I think I get what you're saying. Like, it's just it can still do everything, but it's just a little slower.
Exactly.
So this is the iFlight Cinebee.
Yes. Now hold on. This particular one is decent if you're an experienced flyer. If you're first time flying FPV, I would not suggest it, only because the ducts on this particular one are made rather cheap. Now if you go up in price, I would say up to about $200, you get something a little more stable. The perfect example is, I'll show you this Mega Bee. This is a iFlight Mega Bee. Okay. Now the worst feature about this drone are these ducts. These are the cheapest things on here. In fact, if I can show you really quick, right here, you see what it's peeling? Because I hit something and it cracked. If you see the lip on this duct right here, that's what's supposed to be there. So they tell you when you buy this particular bird, get some real printed ducts that are a lot stronger and durable, and that's what I've ordered for them. You know, and I did that just with the maiden voyage of this. But once you put stronger ducts on it, you can bump the wall back and forth, and nothing will happen to it.
Only quad I have is my Mobile 7. That's what one that's saying.
But
Novice Quads will be printing more ducts.
You said you're getting this one. Hold on, that's the one that you showed, right?
Yeah.
You have experience enough to fly it, Mark. You wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, the top speed of that would probably be about 20, 25 miles an hour. And you could probably slow it down to about 2 or 3 miles per hour to fly with indoor.
That wouldn't be so fast.
The best thing about those Cinewhoops, guys, are the cameras. They come with onboard DVRs now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so, yeah.
That 3-inch right there shoots 1080 at 60 frames.
Okay, I'm sorry. So guys, I'm gonna change something around. So Drone Pool got a honeydew list, and he's accusing me of talking to Don, because I told him, if you don't behave, I'm gonna help Don make a honeydew list for you. It's going to be huge. And he says, I'm still eat. And so the question is, what did you do, Dan? And Dan says, I'm still trying to figure it out, Paul. And then we go down, and then RC crazy. Dan, put your foot down. Just say no, but film it so we can see what happens. I would not done no.
Hey Val, do you mind? I haven't had dinner yet, but I just want to get a slice of pizza. Do you care if I
No, I don't care if you
over here.
Go ahead. Go. We'll do Mom Buck. I was eating ice cream earlier on Knobs Quads because I had some sugar-free ice cream. Yes, because that's how I roll.
Getting in response to what Mark was saying, he was saying that I will be printing more ducks for that Cinebee. It's most imperative that you print ducks.
Yeah, right.
The only flaw to those, at least that particular model there, a few of the other ones 4K and a few of the higher iFlight, the ones that are after that, it's still the same issue, but not as bad. But it's a maintenance thing. Like you expect to buy an extra receiver when you buy a racing drone, right? In case your receiver goes out, or your VTX. It's the same thing by printing extra ducks. And if you have a printer, use it.
So one thing, Dan, let me help you. Tear your honey-do list and stick it all over Annie's mouth and say, I would have finished, but I don't know what happened to the list. And then have it out. That might work.
Well, you're starting trouble. Don't get him a raccoon. Val.
I love this. You have helped enough, Val.
Val, you know what a raccoon is, right?
2 black eyes.
Yeah, don't let him get 2 black eyes, raccoon, please. Or as we say in New York, don't let him get 2-pieced.
Hey. Oh, I am not Centroid. I'm not always starting
trouble.
Well,
if you're not always starting trouble, how come you're going across the Canadian border and you're saying none of us have drugs in the car?
I didn't say that. I said I knew that Centroid didn't have drugs because he didn't. I wanted to make sure they knew.
Well.
Less is more. Less is more.
Let's change the subject while we're ahead, Val.
I tell you, Centroid was so much fun traveling with. That was such a blast traveling with Centroid. Such a great sense of humor.
I wonder if the feeling is mutual, Val.
Yes, it is. Right, Centroid? Because I can go with you again. It was so much fun. I had so much fun. That was like the best trip ever.
It looked like a wild trip.
It was. It was. Truth be told, the trip was not nearly as bad as I. Centroid wasn't bad at all, you little pain in my tail. You had a good time. That's all I'm saying. And you got
so in other words, Mark, your expectations were not met.
They're pretty much.
If you said that if I was in the car, I would have been pulled out and strip searched. Centroid didn't mind it. He just made weird noises when they were grabbing him out of the car. But but they didn't find drugs, just like I told him. I said, see, I told you he had no drugs. And they had to say I was right, and that made it better.
Well, I would be scared to go across state lines with you, nonetheless to another country.
Like Turkey?
Oh,
yeah,
please.
They catch you with anything there, you're going to be night training.
Rule number 1.
Not night training, I'm sorry, midnight.
That's one of the places you will not catch me going, Val.
No, Turkey, no, me neither.
They don't treat people too well over there.
No,
over there, you get caught stealing, they cut your hand off until you go home.
Right. Can I bring my hand with me?
No, you got to leave it there. They say cut your hand off. There's no.
Okay, she's eating pizza.
There are no real hospitals.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I forgot. You're seated eating pizza. I'm talking about cheese.
What am I like a cartel
I'm good.
now?
I'm all right.
Yes.
I got
And
a pretty
see?
strong stomach.
See, Mark knows. Mark knows what I'm talking about. There was a movie called Midnight Express, and that was in Turkey. It had a scene in Turkey that was
That midnight. Oh,
memorable.
yeah. See, you don't ever want to get in jail anywhere, but you don't even want to get in jail here. I don't think there's no fun place when it comes to jail.
What does
But
Wakey
Turkey
say?
is even worse.
What did Wakey say? Didn't know
know
your
your
tracker
tracker
allowed
allowed-
for. Oh shoot!
What's that?
He didn't know your tracker valve, the one around your ankle,
Oh,
allowed you across country. Allowed you to cross past through
we
country.
call those ankle bracelets
Oh yeah.
in the biz. When I put them on kids, here's your new ankle bracelet. Don't bedazzle it. Send them home. They'd be so mad. Why would I bedazzle it? I said, because you're grown like that.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Val, how much longer do you plan on being on tonight? Is Roger going on after you, or
Hold on, because I want to see if I can get Roger to jump over and try to get in the seat like he's been here all along. Hey, Roger, you here? Trying to get the computer now. I'm sure you are, Roger. Oh, see, you didn't hurt
Oh,
yourself
there you
jumping
are.
back in your chair, did you? Hey, Roger, you going on tonight, darling? Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it's no. He was answering, "Yes, I'm here."
No, I think he just said, yes, I'm going on.
Okay.
Well, then that would
well,
be a double yes. He should have said yes,
Oh,
yes.
there's
Now
the
you got
double
yes,
yes.
yes.
There's your other yes.
There you
All
go.
right.
So what I was thinking of doing is I go off at 7, depending on how many people we have in the house. And then we just do a raid to Roger.
Yeah.
I may be going to bed at that time, but I come in and say, no, I was trying to talk with Kimberly and I started falling asleep. I've been having this weird thing going up and down. So I've been getting exceptionally tired lately. Don't even say anything, Ed. I am so done.
I'm chuckling too, trying to restrain myself. I found
Yeah.
out when you don't have anything good to say, chuckle.
And I am so going to get Alfred to attack towards the middle of the night. Alfred, the special call is call. He knows exactly what that means.
He's looking over his shoulder too.
I thought he was creeping up on me. I was getting nervous.
Oh my God.
Who is it? A cat?
It's a big cat, and it has huge claws.
And it lives in your house.
Yeah, it lives in my house.
It's your
It's
cat.
a beautiful cat.
Remember the Flintstones
Yeah.
and the cat in the Flintstones, and
Saber-tooth. Yeah.
Fred would put the cat outside, and then the cat ended up putting Fred outside.
Oh my
Okay.
God. One of these
Yeah,
days,
that's a pretty
that
big
guy's
cat,
gonna
I'd
pounce
say.
on the headset. I know. I'm waiting.
Oh, that's what it is, Mark. Ed lives in the cat house. He lives with the cat.
Yeah. The cat actually owns the house. Ed lives with Alfred.
Okay, that's what.
Because
That's
doesn't
what
Alfred sound like a person who would own the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ed would be, renting from Alfred.
Alfred is part of the cat cartel.
Oh,
Okay.
Sleeping Bear, how do you doing, darling? Yes, we have Radgirl, Love My Drones Ed, and Novice Quads is in here, Lawrence. Welcome. Nice seeing you.
Welcome. Yep.
Well, so we have a few things on our list that we now have to do, Radgirl. It's going to take
Okay.
a lot longer. We have to get one of the sims like Velocidrone, but I'll probably have to stick with Liftoff for a while. But
Yeah.
then we got to fly a Brando
Yep.
and then a Bando when we get a little bit more.
Okay, don't fly a bando in New York.
Okay.
Well, I'm in Idaho, so I don't even know if we have any bandos.
Every place has bandos.
Huh?
Every place has bandos.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Every city does.
Actually, you know what's
Yeah.
funny? When Nava says that, I've seen a few people fly bandos that they look like perfectly fine buildings to me, but just they're empty. There's no
Yeah.
one there.
Yeah.
Night train isn't leaving, is he, Roger? Why are you saying good evening? Oh, you're saying hello. Never mind. Are we
But
associates?
when are you going to start on this build, Val?
Well, I was going to do it when I'm back in Canada in October.
Oh, I can't wait till then, man.
Yeah, that's like
But-
2 months away.
No, it's one. But now, okay, there's a couple things I have to do. So I've gotten a couple boxes for all the junk that comes with doing all this stuff. But I have to get to be able to solder. I haven't
This is
soldered
why you
yet.
should get a-
Yeah.
This is why you should get a test soldering pad. They usually sell
Yes.
for about $4 or $5, and it's a pad with different size soldering points, and you use that. Also, extra
Yep.
hands help. Those alligator clips are a
Yep.
plus. You don't know how many times I've been soldering and I've had to stick my pinky out to hold the paste down and hold the wire with this hand and still solder with this one without moving.
I have helping hands.
You need extra hands. Trust me.
So Catch You Later is sending me one she got. And then I
Okay.
have this little thing. But it doesn't look like the same
Put it
stuff.
closer. Put it closer.
Yeah, flip it over.
Flip it over. Yeah, flip it. Okay, the other side. You could kind of use that, but
But
that
this doesn't look the same as my part.
doesn't have small enough pins.
No, but it has the little pads on it, Val. It's not supposed to look the same as your parts. But all those little silver squares, and like on the parts you got, they may
Yeah.
be little square little pads like that, or they could be round. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But that's a practice pad because they gave you a whole bunch of them to work with. And that's why
True.
there's so many.
that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let you do, Sleeping Bear. Thank you.
Oh, and Val, that flux pen, you showed me the flux pen and you have
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Okay, the first time I used one, the mistake I made was that tip pushes in. You have to push down, and that puts the absorbent material up into the cylinder to actually get wet and put some flux on it.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just painting with a dry tip and it does nothing.
Yeah, you
gotta
have to
press
ink
down to
it.
make
It's like inking a marker.
Yeah.
Right, it's
Yeah,
like inking
kind
a
of like
marker.
pumping it up.
Thank you so much, Sleeping Bear, for coming in. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to, yeah. But I had no idea. They said I needed flux. And then you remember what you said? Let me see if I have it. Hold on. Where did I put it?
We got to get her to build that damn thing before.
At least getting started, you know, novice. I'm with you, man.
Well, the first thing I did was, hold on.
At least
I
start. on
got
the practice one.
impatient. So I went ahead and put together my this, but now I found out I got.
Okay, but you know what? That's a teaser. That's
Yeah.
a teaser. You're gonna look at that frame and you're gonna tease yourself. That's find a spot for it on the wall and put it in a maintenance hook. That's what this is. This is the maintenance hook. Anything hanging there needs work.
Yeah, this is going to. And I finally got, I think I got all my parts, and Centroid was sending me the VPV.
That's why I said you should start practicing your soldering now on that
Yes.
little soldering board.
Yes.
Any free time you have. Oh, and rule number 1, make sure you're in a well ventilated room when soldering.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to smell all that smoke.
Well, not that so much, but if you make the mistake sometimes and every now and then a whiff of smoke will try and blow in your face, it's not too good to inhale that stuff.
Yeah.
I got plenty of these guys in case I break them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
All right.
for those that have built, novice, I know you built some. So would you solder the motors to the ESCs before you mount them or after them?
The motors to the ESCs before mounting, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And the only reason is I would rather put it in as one complete line as the two pieces that have to be put together. You understand what I'm saying? You can put the motor down, put the wire down, then solder the ESC like that. I do it all in one shot. At least that's me personally. I was taught to do it that way. They say that way you don't
Okay.
make any mistakes, you don't walk away. Always solder all the arms, the motor, the ESC, and leave the tips ready and tinned.
So this is what I'm using. I'm using the Mamba stack. It's the 405 and the F40.
See, you're just teasing me, showing all of that. You're supposed to have solder smoke going past you and soldering while you're doing it. Mark did a build. Mark did a build on Centroid. I saw his.
Yes,
Sure.
Mark did one, and Mark helped me with the parts that I needed because Tim and I are going to do this. So he's building his, I'll be building mine, but then it comes with all.
Well, anything that Mark tells you, I could probably vouch for because Lewis P. Floyd has shown him how to go from tiny
that Lewis is
to FPV. I mean, he's in those parts of New York, Lewis P.'s the man. You know,
see, I think it's so cool.
So if he tells you to get a part that looks like this, get a part that looks like this.
Yeah. I talked to Lewis P. Floyd too. He's sending me something so that I can practice tinning it and putting it to the board that he's sending me. So it's a couple of practice parts. I haven't given him my address, so I don't know how Pudding knows where I live. So I'm gonna have to talk to him. I call him Pudding because he's always saying Radgirl, and you can call him Pudding too, because he's always saying the proof is in the pudding. That's how you fly so good. He goes, the proof is in the pudding, and it is tasty pudding. So now I call him sometimes Pudding, or sometimes I call him Tasty Pudding. Depending. Yeah, he sent me a practice board.
It was almost like Lewis P. put Centroid through a drill camp. Like
yeah.
Remember, we had saw him practicing with a little tiny whoop in the backyard, and then it went from practicing with a tiny whoop to a week and a half later building his first 5-inch. He's like the drill sergeant there, and Centroid just absorbed all of it.
Well, and Centroid's a teacher, which must mean he can learn.
I used to be a high school teacher.
Huh?
That's funny. I used to be a high school teacher.
He's a high school math teacher. Here he is. The P in Lewis P. Floyd is for pudding. And that's right. It was Pudding Floyd.
Pudding Floyd.
When I was on Stay On As Long As You Want, I will not be on tonight. Too sleepy right now. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what? It sounds like Roger's full of pudding.
Yeah, but not the tasty pudding. I have to tease Roger. The is all about pre-tinning wires and FP. Yeah. So what Puddin's doing is he's sending me a couple parts I can practice soldering together, which is integral to what I'm going to be doing because he has, I guess, broken parts he's sending me. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Well, on the parts that I cannot see, like those microfibers, I call them micro dots because they're that small. That's where Drone Evolution NYC comes in. He's a young guy in his 30s. His eyes are well better than mine. So I let him do all of that fine wiring on my bird.
Hey, Go Fish Office. How you doing? Nice to see you too. Plummet, Val got to practice on wires as well. Yeah, I do. And I have a lot of wire that I can practice with.
No, but it's the right time. There's got to be the little tiny wires, Val. It can't be like number 12 or something.
Well, it's these little ones. This type of wire.
Is it stranded?
What do you mean?
Is it twisted? Multiple.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like this.
Well, when you
If
pull a
it-
tip off, you'll see if it's stranded, you'll see multiple lines. That's what he means by stranded. But practicing tinning is important. Now, had I known these things before I attempted my first build would not have went under a mallet. Because no one told me these things. I looked up tinning. I looked up all of this stuff on YouTube, but no one told me you should have a practice board. So working on a flight controller, I burnt off the soldering point. Now, had I had a practice board, I would have known not to hold it there. You understand?
Yeah.
The last time I did, I'm 54. The last time I did soldering was in high school back in the early 80s.
Back when parts were a lot bigger and less heat sensitive.
Exactly. Soldering was a lot easier back then.
So it is. It's a bunch of wires within.
That's stranded. That's stranded. That's what he means by stranded. Yes. You would have to learn.
Fast I did that? I stripped it so you see.
But see, you would have to learn to twist that and tin it.
Yeah.
And that's most important.
Not hard, just twist.
Okay, now tin it. Now tin it.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll tin it.
Val, you need to set up a camera and just start practicing some stuff so we can like sit there and watch you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to.
Just set up an overhead camera. I have the television. You see me, the camera's here, but I have a television here, and there's actually an arm where my GoPro goes, so I can sit it here and
there you go.
don't dare show you my desk because you'll probably leave the live stream.
What is that?
Huh? It's a GoPro arm. This is where I'm looking at you guys on. But this here, I attach to the television, and I put my GoPro here, so I raise it, and I can look down and record what I'm doing.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just twisted it counterclockwise. So
It doesn't really care which way you twist it now.
Waxfire told me counterclock.
Thank you, Ed. I was trying to find a way to tell her that.
Okay, Val, you want to do twist your wires clockwise if you're putting it together with wire nuts. If you're soldering it, it doesn't matter.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
The secret was to pretend the wires. LOL. I said no secret. It's a necessity. Yeah, because I watched this thing and said the secret, and I was like, "Ooh, a secret." Pretend.
Another secret, Val, is to strip your wires longer than you need them, tin them, and then once they're tinned, trim off most of it and just leave like 1/8 of an inch sticking out of the insulation.
Okay, that can't be that hard. That's just about half of that, right? So you
In fact,
took the whole
Ed,
thing, and
you
then
were
That's half
asking
an inch all
in
day.
fact, Ed, you were asking about ESC and motors. This is what I usually do. I get the length that it goes to the flight controller on, or the power distribution board, whatever you're using all in one, but I do everything in one setting. I know people that mount the motor and then put the ESC and connect it, and then they solder. It's too much work. It's too much work to do.
well, I'm not going to have to do that because I have it all in one. So I'm not going to have to do all this extra steps that you're having to do on that.
Yeah, I've never done individual ESCs myself either.
You want to know what? And Centroid told me this, and other people have told me it's better because when something goes on your all-in-one board, when you're starting out, an all-in-one board is great, but down the line, an ESC is going to go on that board, and you're going to say, damn, now I have to get a flight controller, power distribution board, and separate ESCs anyway. And what you were talking about, Val, you're flying the simulator in stabilized mode, cut that off.
I'm not flying in stabilized. I'm flying in acro.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's why I can't get off the damn ground. If it was stabilized, I'd be all like, woohoo.
I thought you had
No.
mentioned earlier that you were flying and stabilized. And I was gonna say,
No,
that's a
no,
very
I
bad
wish.
habit, a very bad habit to do. I was teaching
just-
myself how to fly and stabilize, and someone said, take it out
Oh,
of stabilize and use acro and do nothing else. And he was right. Because you have to learn to fly twice if you learn stabilize. You
Got
have to
that
still
right.
learn how to fly acro.
Yep.
yeah, I'm
Go
doing.
acro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just flying. I decided that I heard everyone say you should just start in acro, so I decided, okay.
Listen, you have liftoff, right? There's a course on liftoff called the Green. It's a golf course. Go to that.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Oh,
largest fields.
okay.
It's one of the largest fields in there that I know of that you can kind of stay within control and start out there on the golf course.
Yeah.
You don't press forward. Don't forget about your right hand. Just practice up and down, and to get used to the throttle of your control. The problem is, unless you customize these gimbals, you're going to have issues. They come from the factory very loose. I know people that tighten them up and customize them. You got to get used to the feel of them and decide whether you're a pincher or a thumber. I'm a thumber.
I'm thumbs.
Yeah. I like
I'm
thumbing.
thumbs. But I know some people have retrained themselves to do it differently. But I think with mine, I'm just easier for me.
If you
Especially with my arthritis in my hands, easier just to do thumbs.
well, if you
I'm not
flew a
going,
camera
"Ah."
drone like you've flown your Phantom before, and you use your thumb, you should do
Yeah,
the same
just my
thing.
thumbs.
Yeah.
I kind of get.
Oh, I just wanted to throw in something about the 4-in-1 ESCs. I just recently lost one. It just died on me. One motor just twitches. At first, I thought it was a bad motor. Now the only other thing it could be is the ESC. So I finally fried the Batman 220 ESC. That being said, that bird has been through hell. Excuse my language, but it has. And I mean, on the amp reading, I'd hit 80, 90 amps at times on it. So I'm just saying.
Do you build your own Radgirl?
Yeah, the last two I've built on my own. Of course, like Mike's always there to give me a hand if I get stuck on something, but most of the time I do all the soldering myself. And
what do you like? What do you like? All in one or individual?
I use both. Right now I'm using an all-in-one. But I mean, I see both points, what both arguments, but I don't know. I find it easier just to use a 4-in-1, an all-in-one, a good one. Yeah.
Now, see, I don't have anything against them. I do agree with you 100% in that. If you're going to get an all-in-one, get a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what would be the difference. I did the Mamba because I've heard so much about the Mamba stacks. And I thought that has to probably be decent then.
They're decent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
good for the price. Yeah, it's a good for the price. That's
for learning on. It's really good.
So that's why I did it. It was good for what I could afford.
It's good to learn.
You're a third of the way there for a crossfire system.
Yeah.
You don't want to learn on $120 stack how to solder. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
But with the ESCs, like I had a build that we were using just the separate ESCs, and I mean, we ordered 5 of them, and out of the 5, like 2 just weren't even good, and I don't know. I just got.
Wait, hold on. Did you order them from Bang You Good?
I don't remember, quite honestly, but it could have been.
That might have been an issue. I found out also. Now keep in mind, I'll talk to you a little bit. I've been using Bang Good for at least 4 years. Okay, everyone says Bang You Good. There's just some things you get from them and some things you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've come to learn. So I found out the hard way. Now I know most of my flight controllers and ESCs, I get here in the United States. If I want frames and body parts, I get it from Bang You Good.
Yeah.
You know, that they can't send you a bad frame.
Right.
But the
You
only
need
reason
the
No,
good.
I mean, and here's the other thing too, novices. The main issue I've always had with Bang You Good is delivery time. That's been my biggest issue with it.
Well, see, I don't know what they have a VIP rating system. I don't know what level you are, but I did find out I'm level 4 of 6. And once you become level 4 VIP, that 5 to 8 business days is the 8 business days. Okay, now when I was a level 3 VIP, that 5 to 8 business days was still 14. So I don't know how they do it.
right.
I don't know how they do it, but they're getting better. The longer I've been with them, the better they've
So
been.
I
I've
gotta
noticed
say,
that as well. Like when we used to order, when we first started ordering, it would take forever, like a month. And
Yes,
now it really
yes.
doesn't take that long. It's
A
like
week and a half.
maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I have the
Exactly.
patience of a gnat. If I order something, I want it in
Ow.
like a Prime Amazon 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I learned that with Pyro Drone, or with Pyro Drone comes faster than Get FPV, and FPV comes faster than certainly than Banggood. I mean, Banggood puts it on a pony, hits it on his ass until it's to go. Doesn't even give it damn directions. The
Well,
fact
see,
that I
I'll
anything
tell you,
Banggood, I am always surprised.
Val, what the problem is with Banggood. They're in Asia. I'm in New York. Okay,
Yep.
everything that they ship from Asia comes into United States Customs through California. Now, what happens is, no matter what you get, even if you have rush service, it's going to sit in customs for 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can start adding your business days to that.
So I can't do it. So I can't.
If you rush order,
Yeah.
like I get 5 to 8 business days. Okay, it'll sit there for 5 days, and usually 3 days after that, I receive it. Before, when I first started dealing with Bang You Good, it would sit there for a week and then go to the post office and sit there for another 2 to 3 days and then get
I
sent
can't do
out
it.
to another post office and put on a truck, and it would wind up being 3.5, almost a
Maybe
month.
it's because I was born in America, as Centroid. That's how Centroid says it when he's teasing us. But I cannot stand to wait 3 weeks for whatever I get. I don't want it. I don't want it then.
Well,
I mean,
now
I'm not even building for a while, but I want
you
it
don't
all
have to do
apart.
that anymore
Want
in the
him
United
now.
States. You don't have to do that here in the United States anymore. But there are so many places selling flight controllers. I just heard of a
That's
battery company called Ovano or Ovan, where
Yeah.
their batteries are supposed to
Found
have more power. Hold on, let me get the link. Their batteries have more power. Their 4-cell batteries have more power than the average 4-cell battery. Oh,
Yeah, I buy
Ovonic.
it from Pyro. I like Pyro Drone. Their
Ovonic is
stuff
it.
comes so fast.
This place is becoming the #1 spot in New York City. Well, a lot of New York drone heads are getting their drones from this place here. Here's the link. Okay. Check it out. I don't know what you guys are paying for batteries, but their batteries, their 4-cell batteries, 1300 milliamp, 4.4, whatever it is, 8.4, 12 point, whatever volt is, you get a lot more power out of these batteries. How they're doing it, I don't know. But every FPV guy I know that lives here in New York that has been put onto them only uses these batteries, these FPV batteries. Everyone's been complaining a 4-cell should not get you 1 minute per cell. You
For
understand?
minutes.
Their 4 cells are getting you 6 to 7 minutes. So apparently they're on to some type of technology that perhaps they're improving the battery life. And I did not get paid for that.
Are you sure? Because if you're sponsored, you could tell us.
No way, no. If I was on my stream and I was sponsored, I would say so, but no.
I know.
Honestly.
I know. I just like teasing you. Because now I started a rumor we'll be hearing about later.
But a lot of guys here in New York that fly FPV, and I mean they fly urban FPV. They go into places they're not supposed to sometimes and fly, but every one of them are using these batteries now.
So normally, and you're going to correct me, Radgirl, if I'm wrong, because you fly in a lot of places. When you fly FPV, if your quad is light enough, you don't even have to register it, do you?
If it's
I think that's correct. I think if it's under 250 grams, you don't have to register it.
which is 0.55 pounds, which is
Hey,
just
Metro Drone.
0.5 pounds over a half pound, something to that effect.
Yeah.
If it's
That's pretty much tiny whoops.
Yeah. Like Mike has this little Moby.
2-inch drone.
A little
that's
2-inch. And
Uh,
he did a lot of like modifications to it, but this is under 250 with a battery.
Now, see, right there, they cannot tell you anything about flying that. You could fly that as much as you want,
Right.
wherever you want. You know,
Anywhere?
you can say anything.
Yep.
So 5 inches, are they usually over that?
Yeah.
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 Definitely. Even the
The
little
battery-
3-inch alien I have is over it with the battery.
Well,
so you had to
battery-
register
with the
yours?
battery alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them are close to the edge without the battery. You add the battery to it, and it all goes out the window, Val.
And so then you got to start looking at where you fly it, and it can only be flown within.
This one here, Val, this 3-inch with the 4-cell battery on it comes in at 260 grams. Now the limit is 250. Now, if I put my 3-cell battery on here, it's legal. It's perfectly fine. But of course, we wanted to go faster, so we put the 4-cell.
So, okay, so then what you do at that point then is you go and you register it, and then you fall under all the no-fly zones. Is
Well,
that correct?
Val, I'm
Yeah.
going to be honest with you, and this is coming from a camera drone person. From what I've known, this is perfectly legal. Once you register with the FAA and they give you a number and identification and all of that, you can take that one number and apply it to every one of your drones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
And
that's exactly
basically
correct.
just a matter of putting a sticker on it. My stickers have my registration number and my cell phone number. If found, call this number. And that's
Thanks, Android. Thank you so much for coming in.
later, Mark.
I got to talk to you about setting my Trantis up.
Yeah, you
So
do not
maybe
have to. You do
after
not
work.
have to register each and every drone and be very quiet. They might hear you.
Right.
You have to register each drone, I think, if you're doing 107.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so my Breeze has a number on it, and I can put that number on my Phantom.
Correct.
I can put that number on my 5-inch.
Right,
Correct.
because you're flying as a hobbyist.
Yes.
Oh.
Airplane.
Good.
Yeah.
That takes care of that, because I was gonna. Yeah. Okay. So now I can just
You
print out all those
registered your
numbers.
Breeze?
Yeah, it said I had to.
So when's
Oh,
Van
really?
gonna get an airplane?
I didn't weigh. I didn't know the Breeze weighed that much.
Yes. Yes, it does.
With the battery.
Yeah.
Feels kind of light, but yeah.
When's
were you
Val getting
saying?
an RC plane?
When is Val getting a plane?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even fly a drone. It's gonna be a wow.
Hey,
But when I get acro, I'll follow your plane. I'll go out with Radgirl and we'll just.
I didn't catch it, Rad Girl, but what's your partner's name?
Mike.
It's Michael Bain.
Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
Michael Bainey.
You know what got me thinking about fixed wings again, because the last fixed wing I flew was a nitromethane, but was prop gear and his electric bird.
Right.
And I've seen him prop hang birds and actually take them for a walk, much like you would take a quad for a walk, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like the vertical flying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
I just
my
got
God.
a plane that can do that. I just got to learn how to now.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it takes the right style of plane. There's one he calls a Sally, and there's another one I think he calls the Beaver. But I mean, he just flies it like this, and then he'll just come up and fly around, and then hanging on its prop again. It's cool as heck. But I mean, with the nitromethanes, once you crank them up, I mean, yeah, they got throttle to them, but they even at idle, they're still cruising, you know.
Definitely. That little fish plane, that Nori.
I want to see that fly. I want to see that fly. I really do.
That is
you need to do a video on that.
Hopefully soon.
Yes, do a video on that. I really want to see that one fly.
Yes, we will.
Especially how the tail waves. That would be pretty cool.
Hey,
I'll have to do some practicing. My line of sight isn't that great.
Excuse me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well,
Curtis,
maybe
you still in here?
Line of sight. Maybe you don't do it.
Let's have Curtis on.
Radgirl. Maybe you just need to fly FPV.
Yeah, that seems to be like my thing. A lot of people are like, well, how do you land a plane FPV? Like, that's got to be hard. And I find it pretty easy, actually.
Look, to me, FPV, orientation goes out the window. You have your orientation. You are in the cockpit.
Yeah.
To me, that's the easiest. That's way easier than line of sight.
Yep.
I suck at line of sight.
It's tough.
So line of sight, people are saying that's just you looking at the drone, right?
Yeah.
When I flew the Phantom, I would look up, but I actually kept an eye on the pad that we were flying it on.
Well, see, here's the deal, Val, and here's what you may not understand, is that when you're doing line of sight, when the bird's butt is looking at you, left is left, right is right, okay? But when you turn around and that bird is looking at you, left is now right and right is now left. And it's easy to get confused. When you were looking through the eyes of the bird, left is always left, right is always right.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. But Val, you'll learn line of sight. You know why? Because when you do build that bird, you're gonna have to take it for a test hover. And a test hover is like when I build my first bird, before the test hover is the battery plug in and close your eyes. You plug it in and nothing goes, you know. That's the first one. Right, smoke. And once you hear that tone that every drone gives, then you're like, okay, let me see if I can armor. Rule number one, ever build a drone, Val, put an arming button. I've seen too many people not have an arming switch that spins the props. It's armed, and if you make the mistake while bending down or leaning or something or picking the bird up and you hit the throttle, you're going to lose half your finger. But by using an arming switch with a throttle, every time it's armed, you see the prop spin. You know, and you can also use that arming switch as a kill switch.
Yeah.
Your puppy is so cute. That looks like
arming switch is essential. I don't.
6 years old.
I can't imagine flying without one.
He still looks like trouble.
And it's also how you test out your fail safe. Because
I don't know if I have an arming switch or not. I ordered my parts.
No, you don't need your radio.
Part of the programming, Val.
Radio, when you set up your switches in beta flight.
Yeah.
This is always my arming switch here. Most people use it because there's a two finger switch. If I'm flying, and I know I'm going down, this is the first thing I hit. So I know before I hit the ground, it's the props to stop spinning.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a fail-safe mechanism because a lot of people arm their birds and the props don't spin until you hit the throttle. And I've seen too many people make a mistake and hit the throttle as someone's walking by and the bird fly into them or it buzzes off past them. So for your safety, if you set your arming switch to spin like at 1050, I think is the norm, they'll spin at a low revolution and you'll know that it's armed.
Yeah.
You want to save a finger or two, trust me, you'll do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you become fluent at it and you think you're
Yeah.
you might want to try it, but even then I don't suggest it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I want to thank you for coming in. If you guys can stay in the chat just a minute, let me say goodbye to everybody who's actually come in. Green Patches, thank you for coming in. Plummet, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to see you. And Night Train. Drone Life, thank you. Brent Ariels, thank you for coming in. I am so happy to see you as always. We have we had Centroid in, but he's gone. Metro Drones, Canadian Drone Hub, Waxfire. Thank you for pointing a lot of stuff out to me, Waxfire. You are the best. We have a lot of the people. If I'm not naming you, it's an oversight. Believe me. Mike Banny, Radgirl, Ed, love Mike Drones, Novice Squads. Hey, it's been an absolute wonderful time having you. Now, don't forget, next Tuesday at 7 o'clock,
Okay.
we have the gal who's doing Rip the Ovaries for the women FPV flyers. Stellar Fox is coming on, and Radgirl and Katchul8r are supposed to both be here. So we are going to be talking to her about the competition, what it means for women to have a competition, and how that's going to progress the sport and the hobby past where we are right now. But anyway, that's who's coming in to talk to us about it. So hopefully anybody who wants to know about that will be with us on Tuesday. So to figure out how you turn this off. And thank you so much. Yeah, on the way out, if you could hit that like. I don't know if it's been hit at all tonight. I haven't looked, but do that if you can.
Did
That'd
pretty
be great.
good.
So love you all.